What's up, everybody? Welcome to Green Talk by Green Care Solutions on KCAA, NBC Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and YouTube. We are a pre-recorded show here at Kushstock 2019 in Adelanto, California. We are pre-recording today so you can experience this event with us. Now, we have some amazing guests back yet again. We've got John Salley, 4-time award-winning NBA champion and cannabis advocate, John Salley.
Thank you very much. That
John
was a
Salley.
great intro.
You're having a good time. So
I need to take you anywhere. Everywhere. Elevation.
Everywhere.
This is unbelievable. I'm trying that solution, Jack Harrow.
And since we are at Kushstock, we are smoking a little bit, you know.
That's
if you're
right.
watching on YouTube, you can see this live. And we also have Emmy award-winning actor Robert Ri'chard speaking again today. Welcome back.
What's going on, world? I love you guys. God bless. How y'all doing out there? Yo, we're here at Kushstock. I'm a Kushstock virgin right
Really?
here. Yeah.
How are you liking it?
I'm enjoying it right now. Everybody's out here. Everyone's vibing. There's great food. There's all these businesses that are, pushing the envelope on green medicine, which I'm a big advocate for. So it's great to be here.
love it. Now, here on Green Talk by Green Care Solutions, you're listening on KCAA, NBC Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and we're watching on YouTube. So you guys can tell this show is pure about medicating and, all about being herbalists in a sense. And we want to educate all of you on what it's like, the Green Talk life. And so now let's get into the show. I'm your host, Yanitza Munoz. That was Angela Mazzanti, John Salley, got Robert Ri'chard. And hey, like I said, the Green Care Solutions, you can follow them at greencaresolutions.com. We're not doctors, but Green Care Solutions has doctors for you. You can call them at 951-609-4071. They're an 8-time award-winning company and featured on Forbes. You can also check out all their shows on greentalknews.com. So now let's get into the show. So what are you smoking there, John?
I'm smoking Jack Harrow. I know Dan Harrow pretty well. I hosted his golf tournament. Matt Barnes and I went out, hung out with him. This is really tasty. Pre-rolls, high potency. You want to try it?
Oh, I'm okay. Only because with me, I just know I have so much right now. Well, I'm the producer of the show, so I have a lot going on.
But it's a sativa, so that means it
That'll
opens
keep
your
you
brain.
up.
Right, it opens your brain.
That
It
is
does
true.
something.
Let's talk about creativity on every platform,
Well, and
right?
also for all the listeners, the difference between sativa and indica, too, because I know there's a lot of listeners that kind of understand the difference, but they really might not. They just see so many movies.
Some of us are learning all the time, right?
And they assume what they see on TV or in the films, that they see the stoner mentality, which isn't entirely correct.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. So sativa is the upper form. Is that sort of like opening your connectivity, your creativity, your connection to the universe?
Yes.
And then on the indica, it's sort of like taking out decompressing you from the world, right?
Right.
Sort
So
of
one
bringing
term
you
I've
in.
heard with indica is like indica, couch.
In the couch.
In the
yes.
couch.
Very like
right.
relaxing,
bringing you to your internal self.
Exactly.
anti-anxiety.
Yeah. But you talk about creativity. Go ahead and think about the things that most people would do. They would say, let's go have a drink. And then guys get creative with their words and more bold and whatever. The difference with cannabis is you smoke weed with somebody, you kind of have a better relationship with them because it takes down the wall that they put up, the alcohol, the courage.
That we all have up.
Yeah.
We all kind of have walls up, and we try and all find ways that we sort of like self-medicate in a way to sort of like bring those things down. And sometimes that's your goal, but what you're consuming is working against that goal, right? And so, what's so great about just, the green plant is really just about sort of like having your goals align with what the medicine is used for, right?
Mm.
Well, and our last guest we've had on the show, we've had Tito Ortiz on, Ricky Williams.
Tito.
And what I love about them is that, just like you, John Salley, they're open about smoking cannabis now. Obviously, it was a huge taboo before it became recreationally illegal. And then it still is a taboo, unfortunately, in other states, since each state in America has its own law. But when it comes to you as being a professional athlete, you yourself, I know you always play one on television and on film, but
Always.
he is also physically very,
Definitely
very fit.
Shout out to Highway Fit.
Yes. So you guys are prone to injury, right? So Ricky Williams is always talking about being an herbalist because he's been hurt so many times. He was open to cannabis. He was frowned upon it. Basically kicked out of the NFL league for it. And now he's like praised because he's like all about it now, right? So more people are all about being medicated properly with Mother Earth. And I see that you're smoking flower, and with the cool thing about flower, you just know that it's actually pure. It's not we've got to know what you're getting. As Angela mentioned earlier, there's so many people that kind of make things at home. Kind of sketchy. You want to go to a medicated,
well, even with
licensed
with
company.
flour, you need to go to a licensed company still, because you don't know what conditions that person is growing in. You don't know what types of soil they're using, if they're using harmful nutrients, if they're not flushing things out, and then you don't know what percentages of stuff you're getting. You don't know if it's it really is a true indica or it could be a hybrid. That's why it is so important to go with licensed companies, so you know exactly what you're getting and you know what you're putting into your body, because last thing anybody needs is for something to go wrong while smoking weed.
And think about it too, if someone's doing it in their yard, and I'm not talking bad about anybody that's trying to be a pioneer in this industry, because I know it's a very competitive industry.
Somewhere too.
Everyone has to start somewhere, but at the end you have to be careful. So do your homework if you do want to do your own grow at home, because you don't want to go and buy a weed killer at Home Depot thinking that's okay, and then over time you're getting really sick and you don't know what's happening.
Well, and there's so many different variables with growing at your home that I think a lot of people just think oh, you can just let it go and do its own thing, and you really do have to take care of these plants just as you would
They're
any
alive,
other plants.
They're alive. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So let me ask y'all a question about the relationship that we all have psychographically with this green medicine. So we're in an environment right now. We're at Kushstock. It's amazing. We're in Adelanto, California. As goes California, so goes the world. And we're in a very safe environment to be open and talk about the consumption of this green medicine. But what about in our other relationships, whether it be professionally or relationships? I mean, I know that I come from a community where in the 80s it was frowned upon. And so how do you connect that medicine with your spouse's parents, or talking to young people about when you're 21 that you found so much healing with that?
Well, we have John Salley, the cool dad.
Cool dad.
Cool dad here.
This is the craziest thing. So I got married 26 years ago, and my wife's dad was the first, rest in peace, Nate Duff, was the first black man to achieve FTD's master florist. And he grew his weed.
Right.
But he grew his weed. And so I married a wife who knew about, cutting up weed, drying it out. You understand what I'm saying? And then my daughters, their whole life I had these unbelievable pieces of art. You guys call them glass bombs, but I call them art, all around the house, $10,000, $15,000 pieces. And they just know that's daddy's important art piece. Not until they were 18 or 17 going, yo, the dude had bongs around the house the entire time in Fairview. The reason, in Clearview, the reason is because I wanted them not to grow up like Robert and I have in disgrace or looking down on something as if it's beneath us or it's the things the bad people do. We have a shirt to say successful stoner. My daughter became, let me put it this way. She decided to take her college tuition and invest it in herself.
Absolutely.
Her friends went on, she left college. Her friends went on to graduate college. Her friends have jobs. My daughter makes jobs.
That's right. She's not a wage earner.
Yeah.
No, she makes jobs. She's doubled 3 of their salaries in the first year.
Good for her.
You understand? So it's not about money. It's about passion and what you want to do. Do you want to do what your parents told you have to do in order to be successful, or so they can look good in church? No, it's your life. It's one life. Live your life. Your parents should have put enough education and enough seeds in you by the time you left their house at 18 years old.
Correct.
If they hadn't, then that's where the failure is. So don't you, as a child, take on that. You know what you want to do. I left my mom's house and said, hey, Ma, I love you to death. I'm only coming back to visit. And I have not turned around, and that's what I consider to be. I wasn't afraid to live the life I felt I wanted to live. And if you do something and it turns out not to be what you want any longer, you can do something else.
One, for yourself too, when you were drafted in the NBA, as we mentioned in the last show, you were injured, right? All athletes have some sort of injury, or they just feel hurt, and literally it can be mental because of all the anguish in your knees and your ankles, and the doctor just keeps giving you painkillers. And
it's so funny. I'm not going to say the name of the company, but until 1999, 2000, I was taking 6 a day.
Wow.
And
right.
Wow. So there's been a couple of players with me, and during that time, one had a kidney transplant, one has kidney disease. And when I found out what those pills do, and they're still on the market.
Yeah.
I won't say their name.
You know why? Because they're made with inactive ingredients.
Right.
You know?
And they're literally like M&Ms.
Yep.
In every facility that has an athlete.
That's the problem with, you know, the drugstore model that we created. You go to the drugstore and you see all of these products on the shelves, and they're all made with these inactive ingredients that create all these other side effects. Right. It's not intended.
So explain the inactive so they would understand.
Right. So when you look at any sort of bottle that you see or packaging, you read it, it says active ingredients, and it'll say like what the active ingredients are. And then below that, on that same label, you'll see a section that says inactive ingredients, and they put a bunch of chemicals in there, and they put a bunch of other fillers and preservatives, and those things are not intended for your human body.
Right.
And so
parabens in your shampoo, fluoride in your toothpaste.
There's fluoride in our water, by the way, in our tap water.
Not mine.
You have the alkaline.
No, so I literally drink distilled water, and that's why when I take my water with me everywhere. I drink a gallon of it a day, and you know I went back because Dr. Braggs used to drink distilled water. You know he died at 97. I just thought that if we send our Navy men and women out to sea, and they stay on a boat for 6 weeks out to sea or longer, what are they drinking? They're not drinking
tap water.
No, and they're not drinking spring water. They're drinking distilled water. So I started, that's just my personal. I also added with things, but I'm a water drinker.
Yeah.
And I drink a little bit more because I smoke cannabis.
Shout out to all of our active military too. We love you guys. Thanks for keeping our country safe.
Bless up.
Absolutely.
Yes, and so you know, with both of your guys' careers, always just kind of like obviously because your body is, you're an athlete, right? And you just love being fit, and you're always playing someone fit on television. But so you guys have your aches and pains. So Green Care Solutions, which is right next to Angela, is we have our roll-on, our Green Care Solutions roll-on. We have the Canna Hookah, which is CBD and THC. We have tinctures as well. We're going to be giving you guys products. And as you mentioned in the last show, John, hopefully you'll let us know how you think about the CBD. No nicotine. No nicotine, no tobacco.
So imagine, I'm going to my hookah bar tonight with this. I am.
Yes.
I smoke hookah.
Which one do you go to?
Right.
Oh, sorry, I'm not. Okay. Sorry,
you're gonna have to tell us later.
Let me see who I want to give a shout out to.
Main Street.
Did they write
Hollywood
you a check?
Hookah. I want to give Hollywood Hookah because I like that spot.
It's a good spot.
So we sell our
late.
products at Hollywood Hookah.
I know,
actually.
and they never said to me, "Hey, Sal, here, get this." You guys need to market this a little bit better.
Yes.
I'm going to think about having to get involved.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the no tobacco, no nicotine in hookah, you can sit and be in brotherhood and togetherness. That's what I like about hookah.
Well, yes, and I mean, when you think of hookah, right, going back into the vaping, as you mentioned on our other show, hookah, they've been doing it for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Oh, yeah,
in the Middle East and in India.
I've never had a bad experience at hookah in my life, ever.
Yeah, so, you know, as long as it's like they clean the pipes. One of the owners of Green Care Solutions, he loves smoking hookah, so he's always, he knows when the pipe isn't clean. Basically, you just gotta make sure where you go to eat is good, right? So the cool thing about the hookah is that there's no nicotine, as we mentioned. So socially, you're like, okay, I want to have fun, but then I don't want to smoke a cigarette. So they have the whole CBD options as well. And also, as we mentioned earlier, with the military, if you guys want anything that help with any aches and pains, but you're terrified of losing your position or your job, EPM doesn't have CBD in it, correct?
Yeah, for sure. Flight specifically is built clean for all athletes, active military, anybody scrutinized, and then profession. So it's all earth. And when I say all earth, it's an all earth formula made with all active ingredients. It's amazing. So
also let's tell you this. If you use this product and you get tested, you do not test positive for marijuana, correct?
No, it's 0.3%.
So you won't get it, right? You will get tested more for marijuana if they took your hair and you were in a room full of marijuana. So if you're at a job and they're testing you and they keep testing you, they don't want you to work there anyway. They're trying to find a way to get rid of you. But if they do test you this does not test as marijuana.
Yeah, that's correct.
So this should be no fear to even say what the job is and how, because you should know it's only going to affect you in a positive way, so you can do your job the best you can possibly do it. Then they won't test you.
Absolutely.
But
They'll
also-
probably take a specimen from you to
Yeah.
make another view.
Oh, they'll plant it on you.
Yeah.
Hey, we tested
That's
you for
all.
this.
EPM Product X. That's EPMProductX.com.
And also, EPM is good. I mean, if you are scared of any issues, or there's so many people that are still scared of cannabinoids. So
Yeah.
there's other routes.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
And I think it's just because a lot of people aren't fully educated on cannabis use and tinctures and topicals and all that.
And hemp.
Yeah, well, it's still considered type 1, right? Schedule 1 narcotic.
Yeah, that is, but
But it needs to change. It's very
it
outdated,
is.
by the way.
But it's changing, and it's funny. It might even change during this administration.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be a wonderful thing to see.
So-
You know what, too? I just have to say that because I didn't realize I wasn't telling you guys. So I have access to the only organic hemp in all of California. So everybody else, there's other places in Colorado and Kentucky, but in California,
Right.
organic hemp, there's only one place hemp that's made, and I just happen to have 22,000 pounds of it.
Oh, that's great.
Thought I mentioned that.
Push it, man.
I just thought,
Just in case.
since you guys were wondering, what you can get for $675 a pound. I just thought you might.
Right.
I know you guys were asking at home.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
We all knew. But what's beautiful, what's going on now in 2019 and what will be going on in the future is that now things like this are more acceptable. People are accepting as an herbalist. They're like, okay, you're an herbalist, or you're a person that likes what Mother Earth gives you. I never thought in a million years I would be enjoying, herbs.
Oh, this is great.
This is
John
great.
Salley.
I went and
Love it.
became a certified health coach because I pitched a show to BET. I help people get healthy, and in the process of getting
I want to be on
healthy,
your show for sure.
Oh, definitely.
I would love to be on your show.
In the process, some of them lose weight.
Exactly.
Okay.
Health first, and then sometimes you
Right.
lose weight.
And I pitched it this way, and they told me that no, you're going to have psychiatrists, you're going to have to be certified as this, as if I hadn't been doing it for 20 years.
Correct.
Exactly.
So then I went and got certified as a health coach. So if anybody wanted to know what my credential was, it was that. As opposed to now I'm going to Ghana being certified as a herbalist in plant medicine. So all of these things I did after my career, because like I said, I did what I wanted to do. Now I do what I want to do. And learning, like he said, what you learn in everything. Part of the reason of you saying we would get here and have this podcast is because I know how far this is going to go.
Yeah.
So
we've hit on the physical parts, the physical attributes of marijuana and green medicine. Let's talk about the mental stuff too, because as I'm learning out there's a lot of people, specifically young people that I've talked to who are in high school, who are in universities, who are starting out their life, that are having a lot of mental imbalance too. Can we talk about what marijuana and what green medicine has done for mental health as well?
God, I love you. Okay, so let's talk about green medicine. The part of the reason that I am a plant-based eater is I realize that my body should not be a coffin for dead carcass.
Correct.
And I was getting no nutritional
Value.
Nutrients or
value
anything.
from anything that is already dead. I am a boombox. If you put D batteries that are dead in the boombox, there's no boom.
Well, and then you're dealing with everything that that animal is eating, and these
Exactly.
companies who are raising these animals aren't raising them in correct conditions,
well,
and they're pumping them
That's
full.
right. They're slavery.
Yeah.
So I decided to eat all plants, seeds, nuts, fruits, and legumes. And on process of that, I then realized how I considered my lower intestines. If you have a belly and it pops out, just let you know that's not your stomach. That is your lower intestines, and it is inflamed.
It's inflamed.
Your stomach is up by your left breast, and it's the size of your fist. So if your stomach down here, your lower intestines are protruding, that is your lower intestines protruding. So I help people remove
That inflammation.
This is going to be a good one. Some horrible intestinal toxins.
That's great.
I get in some horrible intestinal toxins out of your system. So I consider this to be your mind. And this
Correct.
to be your brain. And the reason I do say that is when you feel something, you feel it in your gut. If you're horny, it starts in your gut.
True
if
that.
you're mad, it's in your gut. So
True.
gut health.
And when you're sick, it's could start
It's
from
your
your
gut.
headaches and everything.
Everything starts in your mind.
Stress.
And this is your mind. If you have a bad memory, your epigenetics start here. So if a dog attacks you or bites you or you see I used to be afraid of spiders.
Not anymore. Not
Really, really bad.
What if a big tarantula was right here on this piece of paper?
Well, it's funny. It would
Like
take
we all
me. It would
kinda
take
get
me about 10 seconds to kick back into my new, and then I'd be able to hold it.
yeah.
Right.
But my old is run, flight, old shit. You know,
Right.
so it takes a second for me because I had to reprogram my brain on what I was afraid of, what I didn't like, what I had to reprogram myself because we have all been programmed.
John, you've been injured before. You said your finger bent backwards to your hand and coach had to pull it back together and you almost passed out. Things like that. As an athlete, there's so much impact that goes into your bones, your tendons, and then to your soul, your mind, right? There's so many athletes right now that just want to smoke to be medicated. If athletes, like you mentioned, can drink and go crazy at a club and make bad decisions, well, has cannabis really done that? I mean, it calms people more than makes them go wacko.
It is known to make you punch women in elevators because that was what it was blamed on. And that ended a great football player's career. And he said he was drunk. So it wasn't excusable to be excused. His wife
not.
forgave him.
Right.
But when he said what the fuel was, anger was one thing. But to say they both were intoxicated and that's what made that come out of them, it's not a healthy thing. The main thing about cannabis, and CBD getting into your system and helping you recover. That's the biggest thing with an athlete is recovery. They're going to build the muscles, but it's how you recover to play the next time and how your body is going to be treated. He just made it very clear. I treat my body like a 1964 Mustang Salley, original. I keep it in mint condition. And you should treat your body like if you had a Formula One car, you put high octane gas.
Correct. Absolutely.
So if you're not putting high octane gas in a high
Performance vehicle.
there's no reason to have the vehicle.
Right.
The best thing about this cannabis is getting the player in recovery. Once you perform, there's a great documentary on Netflix called Game Changers, which I think everyone should watch. Part of it is a cyclist whose team got a silver in the Olympics, and she didn't do that until she was in her 40s, and she realized it was a change of her diet, and it was recovery. It's
Right.
how fast your body can recover in between each move, each sprint. I look at linemen now, look at football players, and know what's amazing is the defensive line ends, the guys who are on the ends, are hitting people at 30 miles per hour.
And that are big too.
Yeah,
They're
for
hitting
sure.
a
High
concrete
impact.
wall.
And hitting a guy who's 400 pounds,
Correct.
who's also coming at you.
Yeah,
Right.
To
impact.
constantly
It's a
do
lot of
that.
force. It's
Yeah,
a lot
what
of
you're
force.
doing to your spine, what you're doing to your brain, what you're doing to your knees, you're compressing your body. This is a decompressor.
So for everyone at home, what he's talking about, right, this sort of recovery thing. So in the day, you're putting strain on your body, right? And there's a maximum capacity that your body has for strain, for impact, for stress daily. And what is helping to heal that is great nutrition and great rest. And so you need to give your body the amount of time to recover, to get rid of all that inflammation, get rid of that stress, and proper nutrition for the cells. And in that, once you reset, you can go back and you have maximum capacity again to go back and apply impact to your body. Now, what's happening in sports is with bad nutrition, with overtraining, with poor medicine, you're not stressed. You're not putting the body back at its maximum capacity, but you're still demanding that full workload from the body the next day, and that is deterioration. And over time, that continues to wear on your body, and some things can be irreversible.
Yeah, I can't wait till you guys also have a fitness book. You and
Yeah, Rob, I
Robert
really,
Ri'chard
really
and John
can't
Salley.
wait to sit and there's been there's been teams that I've had conversation with. So we have to understand this too. The team's job is to put on a show.
Right.
It's not to keep you healthy.
It's entertainment.
I tell athletes all the time, it's not the team's job to have a nutritionist for you. It's not the team's job to have a massage therapist.
Ice bath.
None. It's nobody else's job. So what I did is I literally hired a chef. I had a nutritionist. I had a chiropractor, a massage therapist. This was all in my house. You know where I learned it? I was in college and I saw Jerry Rice there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Jerry Rice was a football player. And I'm paying attention. I'm seeing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Robert Parrish do martial arts and yoga. I started at 27.
Right.
Soon as I saw it. So all these athletes are these athletes that are coming to get to this point, and you want to live this dream of being considered one of the best in the world.
HOF.
You have to understand it's no one's job but your own to do your research and heal your body.
Take care of your engine.
At all. And listen, if you don't do it, they'll be talking about you like they're going to talk about you anyway. So when you talk about decompressing, you don't think my boy Mayfield, the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, he was frustrated. He's back and forth. The stress of the game after you play it, the rerun, the not eating, the not sleeping. He just said it. You can't go to sleep when you had a bad game. You just can't. And what are you going to do? You're going to look around. It's 11:30. Oh my God, I'm hungry. You're going to order pizza.
Right, there you go.
You're going to have chicken wings.
All right, all the bad behavior.
There's nothing to drink but beer.
That's right.
So all of a sudden you go to sleep drunk with your body fighting all of this.
No recovery.
No, don't do that. That's why after the game, you smoke some weed. You literally have as much vegetables as you possibly can,
right?
Some bananas, and you drink some warm water with some ginger in it.
Yep.
And you go to sleep. That's when you smoke that wonderful indica couch.
You know, Tito Ortiz even openly brought this up on Green Talk, that he was injured so much to where he got addicted to opioids briefly. But he said mentally he got himself out of it because he was in Vegas and he stopped taking it. And he got the shakes and he started throwing up, and he was having little withdrawals.
You're addicted.
And he freaked out. And then he said that day he went, he told his work, the company, MMA, mixed martial arts, and the UFC. He told them that he's not going to do narcotics anymore, in the sense of like if he's injured. So he started doing different types of like herb remedies. And then he also wanted to make sure that they would pay for all of his surgeries, because there was one point where they didn't want to pay for his surgeries anymore. And he was like, you guys are the reason why this is a show. This is entertainment. You're not going to pay for my surgeries. And he actually won that battle because he stuck up for himself.
The same thing will happen if you cut out sugar too. You'll have those shakes and withdrawals.
Yeah.
Anything that's bad for your body, if you cut it out.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah, it's the most addictive drug there is.
Yes. So here on Green Talk by Green Care Solutions, we're an educated show here to educate everybody. So basically, we have EPM on here. We have GCS, Green Care Solutions. You can find them at greencaresolutions.com. And I'm so happy we have Robert and John here to help educate all of our new viewers and listeners, if you guys are just now listening to us on KCA NBC, because this show is all about, educating people properly on what cannabis really is.
So I got a question. I'm gonna get a little political right now.
No.
I got a question. Do we have like a Martin Luther King of like green medicine? Do we have that person yet?
Yes.
Who?
John Salley. I'm just kidding.
Bob Marley.
Well, Bob Marley, of course.
Bob Marley.
Julian Marley was on our show, one of Bob Marley's sons. He was on Green Talk. Really, really amazing guy. He's also a philanthropist, just like his father. They're all philanthropists and musicians. Great musicians, by the way.
But I know exactly where he was going.
But yeah.
I knew where he was going. The reason I said it is, you see what happens to our leaders. So it's better that everyone move together.
Right.
So they can't take us out by the head.
That's true.
So all move together. I knew it. I felt it. See, we should do a book. I felt right where he was going. and I caught him.
Yeah, you did. You caught me.
you.
That was a trust fall right there.
Yeah, man. Don't let them target us. Hit them from every angle.
There you go.
The force is with us.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of times I'm sharing things that a lot of young people at home, you know, we have, you know, people from every age and from every cultural background watching this show, and you know, they have questions too that maybe they're not as educated. And so I feel like, you know, in certain ways I'm sort of like that voice of, let's talk about the things that are on the young person's mind, and having someone like him who's a hero, a veteran, a trailblazer, a leader of the community.
A pioneer.
Yeah,
cannabis.
absolutely.
Your daughter as well.
Yeah, you know, hey, young buck. You know what I'm saying? Let's walk, not run.
Yeah. And it's so cool on how you put it too, and it's good that you question everything. It's the most important thing.
Questions are power.
You know, I forgot to tell you, you can go to Deuces22.com, and we got Deuces Academy. So we literally are shooting a show on, and it's just pieces, because I realized I've been watching YouTube, and I watched Noisy. And on Noisy, they did a thing on trap music. And so I was like, oh, it's cool. They took this white kid who would never be in the trap, and they took him, and he went to the trap, but he talked with 2 Chainz, and he talked with Blue Da Vinci. And I watched it, and I was like, this kid just took me in the trap.
Yeah.
I don't ever have to go now.
Right.
And everything in life is an experience. So, like, a lot of people get caught in situations because they just want to know what the experience is. And Noisy literally took me into the trap where I never have to go into it. And so in Deuces Academy, Deuces 22 Academy, I told my daughter we should literally have it there where if your grandmother says something, pull it up, get a really big font so she can read it, and then hopefully it will change her mind. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
No, I love that. So I really love how Green Talk has all these questions, this information, because there's so many things going on right now that cannabis recreation illegal, that people have these questions, right? Maybe some of the answers might be fake news, or they just don't know the correct sources. So there's a lot of websites like that, Noisy, and then there's leafy.com. Here us, you know, Green Talk by Green Care Solutions. And it's always good to know your sources and know what you're smoking. But so thank you guys so much for watching and listening to Green Talk by Green Care Solutions here on KCAA, NBC Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and on YouTube. I'm Yunitza Munoz, and I'm here with the amazing John Salley, Robert, and Angela. So tell us about the website, your
John
daughter's
Salley.
company.
Deuces22.com, Deuces22.cannabis on Instagram, and you can check me out on Instagram, John Salley, Salley.
I'm here with EPM, Elite Performance Medicine out of Newport Beach, California. You can find us on our website, EPMProductX.com. That's EPM Products with an X.com. You can text us at hashtag EPM to +1 949 375 7485, and we answer that internationally. And then you can follow me in the street, come up, see me, give me a hug. I love you guys, so I'm always here for you guys.
And it's your girl Angela Mazzanti. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Green Care Solutions 420. And then if you ever need to ask any questions about Green Care Solutions to find out where to get it, go ahead and give us a call at 951-609-4071. Once again, that is 951-609-4071 for all your Green Care Solutions.
Thank you everyone for watching. And again, thank you guys for being here at Kushstock. We are recording here at Kushstock. This is Green Talk by Green Care Solutions. Adios.
Love y'all. God bless.